Hi ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Genshin Impact. Today we have a brand new event that is kind of just, again, it seems like it's the smoldering after the storm of basically the first part of 1.6 is the kind of the introduction to Boba King and the resolution of basically a vacation. And yeah, essentially that event I think is on this's heels, which is this right here, the Kaboomball Kombat. Regardless, long story short, there's a bunch of new things. We completed this, bang, check that off the list. Video coming about that and a bunch of other things. So many things. Can't even tell you guys how much content coming. Anyways, regardless, go to Quest. Let's go talk to Albedo and see what this is all about. So by the way, this event is kind of, if memory serves, it's basically just a back and forth ping pong kind of event, which is cute. I think you can do it with people, which is fun. Speak to Albedo, yes. But the one that I am pretty excited for is the endless battle event, which one sounds pretty sweet. Although I do think it's endless, unfortunately. But yes. Oh wait, did that bullshit? Yeah, it did. Where it's like, hey, you're gonna need to go to the archipelago, but we're not gonna tell you where exactly to go. Does that stuff when you're indoors too? Where like you have to go out this door, but then you have to travel 30,000 feet away. It's like, well, what? What are you talking about? Why didn't I just travel? I can travel through when I'm indoors as well. Why is there, yeah, a painting thing? Ooh, observe. Looks like this is left by Albedo. Wow, looks like a fierce fella. Albedo's latest work. If you look closely, it does look similar to a gift that Alice left for Clay. So that makes sense that Albedo, Alice is big into alchemy, and so is Albedo, so she can do the similar things. Or, well, that makes sense. That's how she probably brought a lot of this stuff into being. Cool. Oh, okay. So there's like a perfect hit. Okay. Defeat as many fortresses as you can within the time to get the high score. Got it. Okay, so he has a rage mode, which just increases his fire rate. Oh, okay, so you need to get a perfect hit. Okay, so to break shields. Yes, but it can also be done in co-op mode. Nice. Avoid negative effects. Got it. All right, let's try this out. Just want to full send it. Hit me. So we got a badminton racket / a flower alchemy thing, which I don't know how to play this. What's the perfect hit? Well, shit. I'm the worst. I don't know how you get the perfect hit. Was that a perfect hit? Okay, I don't think you're supposed to hit those. He seems mad. I don't know what is bad and what is good. I don't know is where I'm at. Fuck. Shit, really? Are you kidding me? Seems like you just want to keep it to the right. You're like, yeah, you want to try to line things up to the right so that there's basically it's impossible to miss. At least that's the vibe I get. But yeah, definitely. Basically, this thing fires out at your right and will come back. So just keep the items on the right side. Boom, get fucked. It's actually weirdly satisfying. Really weirdly sad. Oh, come on. Shit. All day, easy, easiest game of my life. Boom, get fucked again. Missed. Nope. You can just keep, I think, button smashing and just keep doing loops. Oh, you fucking bastard! Those Hail Marys are getting me. Those Hail Marys are getting me. Oh, come on! What is that? That's actually weirdly hard. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to make a dent in this one, but we can practice. Bop. Can I pick up those? No, I think it just gives them anger. Yeah, you definitely don't want to be in the line of fire of your thing. Look at that! All day, all day. Oh, fuck! Shit. Oh, actually, we almost got him with that one. We could have killed him. I didn't know we were that close. If I would play a little more smarter. What was our like actual thing? Because I feel like we could pop off a little bit. Because we only got 3 though. Is the thing that's a little shitty. We only got 3 tiers. So yes, I get it. It's 1 unlocks in a day. I mean, how long is this going? Let's go for 9 days. Let's go for a week. Isn't that much for a week thing, but it's not a lot, but it's something. Just get enough points. We got some gears, lovely. Get a high score with 2,000 points, yes. And then that's it. So it seems like the score is not that much. Perfect hits, apparently we only got 19 out of like the thousands that we got. So I don't really know what a perfect hit determines it as, but I think the best bet is probably get good at just keeping everything on the right hand side of yourself and hitting them like that, because that's the easiest to me to time. But maybe that's a skill gap, is you want to hit something over here, you need to perfectly time it so that it comes back around. Even though its momentum is doing this, it doesn't matter because it still pushes something this way. It'll cause Dodo Fortress to enter a frenzy 3 times or more. Yeah. So I don't think you're supposed to pick up a lot of the drops on the ground, mostly because I don't know what they are. But some of them I guarantee make them upset. Oh, okay. So picking up the Fury Fruit makes the one guy go into Fury faster. So the blue orbs are good. The red one's bad. Kind of obvious. Should have known that. Don't look at me. Yeah, I don't know how you would not beat almost every one of these. And a lot of these are just the first couple ones where literally just get the very lowest amount of points. So you should be able to clear this with relative ease. But what is the event shop looking like? First of all, Primo Gems galore. Give me 2 sets of those, because this is the only thing that's really valuable here. We got, man, these rewards are being pretty shit this whole event. Besides the Primo Gems. Primo Gems is nice, but like the things that they should be giving us a lot of, like talent book materials, which are not hard to yeah, you know, you can get like a bunch for pretty cheap. They're giving us 4, which is not a lot, but anyways. Oh my goodness, 12 hero hit. What? And then Mora. I'm probably going to be getting the Mora and the hero hit, but yeah. And we got the cute little weird spitty Boom King thing, or Boom Ball, whatever. It's Kaboomball. No, this is neat. Again, I think the events are just going to stay the same. I don't think that, again, as most events, they're not meant to be super like excessive or grilling. But I am always in love with an event that has any sort of multiplayer component. That way we can do it together as a community, and I love that. My favorite thing, man. Especially today we're streaming, so we could probably do that today if we wanted to do that. Got a bug was in my coffee. It's disgusting, like a gnat. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, also this is pretty chill. Let's try to take off our headphones and just see if we can make it happen. Yeah. Oh, this is totally like podcast kind of deal. Anyways, like you can watch this or do this while you're doing a podcast and just feel your brain slightly stimulated. Although, I wonder who's the best bet. I mean, honestly, Razor might be a really good pick for this. Because Razor, well, either Razor or if you play at nighttime playing Eula, or not Eula, sorry, perfect! God damn it! I don't want to get hit by the thing! Oh, I see, you gotta focus on the shadows. That's cool. Alright, no, maybe not just shadows. Regardless, I bet if you had Rosaria, ooh, and it was nighttime, you'd be able to increase your movement speed and maybe get a little bit of advantage. But Razor's also good too because he gives you a lot more stamina for running around. God damn it! Keep getting hit. I just want him to fire them out quicker. Okay, maybe you can tell when they're perfect. When they're perfect, they seem like they hit harder, like faster almost. But no, that's super chill. How many perfect returns? Ooh, 26 money. Normal. Oh my God! Look at me. Normal returns versus perfect returns. We only missed like 2 or 3 with not being perfect. Anyway, all the Primo Gems super chill to do that, and now we just need to get the perfect returns, and we've only run this twice, and we're basically, well, we're just really close to being done. Yeah, especially even the 15 one is you only need to defeat the fortresses, which you can do like 2 or 3 per run, so it's not that bad at all. But yeah, give me all them Primo Gems, and as of my Primo Gem stash, it is looking like this: 16k with some wishes in the bag. Again, I've only done the Welkin Moon at this point. I'm debating whether I should do the season pass because we have an Inazuma next patch, so I think it'd be smart to have a lot more condensed resin going into that. But you don't really need it. But it'd just be nice to do that. Also, I'm not getting Ayaka. But my friends, on the topic of this DLC, I probably will just be playing some gameplay in the background, but on the topic of, not this DLC, 1.6 as a whole, because we only have one more event to go, and it's the Endless Battle event, which is actually the one I think most people are looking forward to. It seems like it's kind of a mixture for people who want like the challenging content, but also people who just want to like have more combat instead of just it being like impossible to do. It's more like massive amounts of enemies, characters like Venti or I don't know, Kazuha probably going to show off quite a bit in that event too. But I think 1.6, well, it's interesting because I think 1.8, not 1.7, but 1.8 will be, maybe not even 1.8, maybe 1.9, because this is speculative, but apparently in 1.7 we're going to get Inazuma, but not all of Inazuma, half maybe. And then we're going to get the next half, maybe 1.9 or whatever it may be, who knows. But we're not going to get it all too soon. So to me, that's when we'll start seeing if stuff actually impacted, because there was a huge uproar in Genshin when basically it was right around the time when like people were like, we want challenging content, we want meaningful content. It was the Mondstadt right, that's what it was, not the Mondstadt right, but it was like the Mondstadt's festival, where people were like, we don't want all of these mini games, it's too much. We want meaningful content that makes us feel like we're powerful or that we're progressing. Again, I'm a person that's a big believer in progression is what people want, outside of just people wanting something that's challenging. And I always use the argument of if people truly want something that's just challenging, then they could just take off all their artifacts and go fight something, or you go to Spiral Abyss and go in there with 3 characters, not 4, and use all your artifacts to your heart's content at the highest possible level up that you can. And yeah, like there's ways you can do that. Now some people can still solo Spiral Abyss, and they do, but I don't think that's it. I think you need, yes, a place where you can truly flush out your build and truly make it feel like you are progressing and that there is some sort of barrier of entry, but also that you're progressing, because when it's, again, the amount of people that wouldn't do Spiral Abyss if it was only giving you like 20 Mora would be everybody, I think. But because it has progression or a reward, which Primo Gems in this game is weirdly a sense of progression, because it gets you a new character in which you can invest in and progress and see what they're all about and play with them and etc. So, but I think 1.6 to me was basically the key to what I think they seen in 1. Whatever it was. Whenever we had the Mondstadt festival, people hated the minigames and they felt like it was meaningless. Like you played on a loot and you got Primo Gems and that's it. Nothing. That was it. Whereas now, and especially from the last couple patches with like Serena teapots and now this whole big archipelago and potentially Inazuma, and yeah, but it starts, to me at least, it starts to show that MiHoYo seems like, okay, no, people want to feel like they're progressing, whether that be like in anything, whether that's in skill, whether that's in this weird like teapot where you can design things and put up things and make sure you're like you're checking all your boxes every day so that you're making a step forward. Progression is what people desire. And then furthermore, people also want this grueling, challenging aspect to things, which a finite group of the community wants to do. And I don't mean like finite as in a small amount, but I mean as like a certain amount of people are geared to the teeth enough to where they can just smash the Legend of the Vagabond Sword event. And even people who are geared to the teeth are still like, I don't have that one character that does that much burst damage in that specific kind of way. But people still enjoy the prospect of trying to complete it. Again, this feeling of like, well, I want to be part of the people who can say that they've done it and have that special banner, which is a light idea of progression, but it's still progression. The feeling of like I took a step forward, or I have something special, or I've attained something special by a consequence of my actions. I've got that. So again, 1.6 to me was that, and I was funny because I think said that in the back in the day as well, where I said, because I believe it was like the Mondstadt festival was 1.3 or 4 or something like that. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't. We couldn't see what was next. Point being is that we couldn't see where we were going yet, because it's not enough time for the developers to allocate and change gears and actually shift where we are going to go. I thought. And then lo and behold, 1.6 comes out, and yeah, and again, I was like, well, is this still enough time for them to like understand the community uproar? Because it takes a good bit of time to develop something, right? So I was assuming that it was going to take some development time, and it did. But we got stuff like this. We got the Serena teapot. That's, yeah, I think we were one off by one, but yeah, we got the Serena teapot that had progression that sated a lot of people out. But now we have people who want content, gameplay, like combat-wise, not content, combat. And now they have given us this more or less with some events, but also the idea that we're running around the world and exploring and etc. And I think in Inazuma we're going to have plenty of new content and combat to deal with, new domains and new things like that to fight and tear into, and new artifact sets to get, which are good for our characters and all those things. So yeah, I think 1.6 again, and I'm hoping this was the lesson that they've taken, because I think it's a good lesson, and I think it's the root cause of most people's frustration, boredom, or lack of feeling is progression. The idea that I am doing something, because for such a long time the end game is and MiHoYo has known this, but the end game has been level up my character, build artifacts, and get the good artifact set and make my team as strong as I possibly can, because there's this thing called Spiral Abyss that I want to try to get some of the Primo Gems for there, so I'll do it to the point in which I can get most of them and then be done with it. But that ran out pretty fast when you eventually do get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every single person you have pretty leveled up in terms of artifacts and stuff like that. So that ran dry, and now MiHoYo, which actually timed out pretty well, where I think they left it on the very last possible edge, and now we're getting things like the Archipelago and stuff where it's like there's chests to explore. Every time you pick up a chest, you get Primo Gems. All the events are pretty quick to do, and they feel satisfying to do. And yeah, it just feels like you're progressing in some small, albeit nice way. And I think, and I hope that Inazuma has that. I'm hoping that there's a new city in Inazuma where we can level up city reputation and feel like we're progressing and making a dent in a larger structure, and hopefully it's not just, hey, you've leveled up the city, here's some fucking, here's a wing, here's some wings. I hope it's something like, hey, you've leveled up the city will give you XYZ Mora because you've done that. And by the way, it gets more and more and more and more of city reputation that you need to give in order to get the slightest increase in Mora per week of refresh, or something like that. Something like a progression that is basically boundless, but also somewhat meaningful, especially in the beginning. Like the first 10 levels I think should be pretty fucking meaningful, but then when it goes beyond that, it should just be extra fluff, kind of like how every event is already laid out, or the main rewards are at the top, which is good, because it makes people feel like they're not missing out there. They don't have to invest a stupid amount of time into the game, and etc. But I do really, really hope in Inazuma there is that progression, that feeling of things that are in place that have a lot of progression to be had, and it's not just like, okay, a couple weeks in, you basically check off the two things that they had for like leveling them up, and they're done, and now you're stuck again. And the only content is characters, but MiHoYo, I think, is even feeling this, where if there's everyone has a lot of characters now. At this point, MiHoYo honestly should probably start trying to find ways to get new audiences, because most people who are in the game have established characters that are powerful. And can at least do the stuff in the game. So now people are in a state of abundance. People are in a state of, oh, okay. So I can choose which new waifu or husband or just character that I like a lot to swing on, to wish on. And also, I don't like that character, I'm going to skip them. Oh wait, look, now I have more primos in my bank, and now I only have to spend $20 or something. Or if I'm smart, I'll just spend $7 every now and again on the Welcome Moon, and I'll play at least once a day to get my dailies done and get my more, and then basically have a little bit of progression knocked doing that. So yeah, I think, but basically people are in a state of, they have the ability to choose what they kind of want at this point. Most people have enough characters to build a pretty decent 2 teams, unless you're really just going by the swing of the wind, then you're still in a rough state. But I think the vast majority of people are in a place where they're okay, which is bad, because MiHoYo, a lot of the money comes from the fact that people are wailing on the game. Which is probably why we're seeing characters get more and more strong, but I feel like eventually we're going to hit a tipping point where MiHoYo is going to make things in the game more and more hard. Now, whether they do that in a way that is interesting, like just increasing the health pools and increasing like combinations, but don't give them fucking invulnerability phases, which it seems like they're doing, which just makes nobody win. Anyways... Regardless, we kind of felt like that a little bit on Ozdaha, where it's like, oh wow, you need shields. If you don't have a shield, you're kind of fucked. Again, there was characters with shields on the banner, so yeah, it was beneficial in that regard. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Also, I didn't mention this the whole video. Sorry. Yeah, this is the background I ordered. I'm gonna try to do stuff like that. It's for 2 reasons. Not just because I don't want people to see my bed. It's not that bad, but it's mainly for the sound. I'm not sure if you guys noticed. Probably not. It's something only like an editor or something can notice like me. But the sound sounds more condensed and insulated, which is nice. It's no more echo, even though there's not that much echo in here. Anyway, it's still significantly less. Especially if I were to put something like a blanket back there, which I might do. I may double down on both, but we'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you guys so much for hearing me out and listening to me ramble. Much love, as always. Thank you again, and goodbye.